Hey, my beautiful ladies, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are discussing how to make your home look expensive. And by expensive, I don't just mean currency. I don't just mean it looking like you spent a whole load of money on it, but in general, just that luxe look, that legit look, that non-cheap look, okay? If that is what you're going for, then this is the video for you. So let's get started. One of the classic trends you will notice in every high-end home is a variety in natural textures. This, girls, will do it for you. If when you are decorating your home, you have it in mind that what I need to be going for is as close to natural textures as possible, then that will be great. So you want to have a variety of them. You want to have wood, you want to have velvet, you want to have linens, you want to have cottons. You want to have a variety of these natural textures in a room, and together this creates that rich vibe. Most luxurious homes don't have too many fake materials. And I'll give you one example. In my living room currently, I have this real wood heavy drawers, and we're kind of sitting the TV on top of it for now until I save up for a TV media wall that I actually want. And you will not believe that we found that wooden drawer in a charity shop, real wood, extremely heavy, in a charity shop for under 50 bucks. If someone told you that, you would not believe it. You would not believe it. And yes, we got it from the charity shop. So you want to start thinking about, okay, maybe I need to start visiting some charity shops around here. Maybe I need to look online and see what's available, but then wait for when the sales come around so that I can get it for a more affordable price. And as well as that, in the room, I've got two velvet chairs and I've also got two linen sofas. So already you're seeing different fabrics, different materials, different textures, and they're natural. And natural fabrics and textures are very calming to the nervous system. So guys, I would highly recommend that if you're going for a more luxe look, a more elevated look without saying too much, it's kind of like that quiet luxury, it's kind of like that understated elegance look, you need a variety of different textures, and then you can make the room more cohesive by thinking about repeating your colors, repeating different textures in different areas, right? Using maybe the same type of metal. So if you're going for antique brass, then you repeat the antique brass in the different areas of the room where metal exists, right? And so that is the key thing to building an expensive looking home. If you're using the same type of texture in the room too much, you can risk making the room look flat. And when a room looks flat, it doesn't look intentional and it doesn't look high end, because high end homes are very, very intentional and the details do matter. So what you're going to do for me is you're going to scan around your room, each room as you decorate, and you're going to be asking yourself, do I have different varieties of textures in here? I would say at least 3 different textures going on in your room, okay? And if they can be natural ones, the better. If you can't do natural, then you got to do what you got to do with what you have, right? But if you are buying things and new things are coming in, you definitely want to be looking for the natural textures and a variety. So do we have leather? Do we have linen? Do we have cotton? Do we have wool? Do we have wood? Do we have marble? What's happening? A variety. Majority of high-end looking homes are not too simplistic, but they are edited. So what we're not doing here is clutter. We're not having a whole bunch of whatever, a little bit of this, a little bit of that collection, everything's out all at once because I need everybody to see how great I am at decorating my home. No, sis, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. You know what we're going to do instead? You'll still get to enjoy all the things you have. But maybe we're going to think about changing things up seasonally. We're going to get our foundation right. Then we're going to build around it. And so maybe spring, summer, you get to have certain decorations out. And then autumn, winter, you get to have certain decorations out. You get to switch things out. You don't have to have everything out all at once. That does not give expensive taste. If you go onto Google right now and you type in expensive homes, you will see that they are clean, they are spacious, they are environments where you can breathe, environments where you can relax, environments where you feel calm, where your nervous system is feeling good. They're not dead spaces. They still feel alive with greenery, with different textures, as I've said, and things like that, but they are very much edited. And scale also matters with luxurious looking homes, expensive looking homes. Scale is considered. What is scale? Scale is the way something appears in the relation to the space that is in. So you can't have a very spacious wall and go put a very tiny picture frame on that wall because, oh, that's a nice picture that I took with someone I really like. I want to hang it on the wall. And it's sitting there looking lonely and looking like, let's get a microscope to really see what's happening there. Wrong scale. Majority of expensive looking homes get large scale items or just items that fit well to the space, right? And you can also go on the opposite side here. You can get furniture that's too large for your space and now it's just looking like it's taking over the entire room, and that is not giving luxury. It's not telling people why I can afford a large sofa. Sis, you're overdoing it. You want to get a sofa that fits well into the room where there is still room to breathe, still room to move around. So what I would say, because most people almost always get this wrong, they are always going for tiny things. They're like, oh, but I only live in a flat, so let me get the tiny little things. No, no, no. I'm only in a 2 bedroom house, and let me get the tiny. No, no, no. Actually, if you go for bigger, larger scale items, right, and then you have maybe another two pieces around it, you get that rule of third look and it looks more intentional. It just makes more sense. So something is large, something is middle size, and something is small, and everything just sits together and looks more beautiful. Okay, so don't be scared of sizes. Yes, girls, get things that fill up the space. That way, you don't need as many little tiny little things around. And by the time you're done, you realize that your space is looking more elevated simply because you're swapping the little things out with one large, bigger piece. The next point I've alluded to before when I spoke about a variety of textures, and that is real versus fake materials. High end homes, expensive looking homes tend to have more real, natural textures, fabrics, materials than fake. So, again, it's something you really want to pay attention to. That's why there is just a beauty in what God has given us naturally that stands out more beautifully than something that a man can make. Okay. So at the end of the day, if you're always trying to go for the natural textures, that will make your home seem more intentional, more high end, and more elevated. I will say one thing though. When you begin going for things like cotton, things like wool, things like linen, there is a way to care about it. And that's a different video in and of itself. If you want to know how to care for more natural textures and fabrics, let me know. I can make a video about that. But those things are more high maintenance. It's kind of like marble. You can't just slap marble on the countertop of your kitchen and think you can do whatever, cook all of your African jollofs and, palm oil, everything you can just throw on a countertop and it's going to take it. It won't. These things require more maintenance. It's kind of like I was looking for a stair runner to go down our stairs, and I saw one that's wool and one that's synthetic. Now, for this phase of life that I'm in right now, I love the wool stair runner. It's really the one that I want. But I'm second guessing my decision because I have two little children. My daughter's 3.5 and my son is 1.5. So I'm really second guessing if I should do the wool because the wool's going to need a certain level of maintenance and it just can't be getting stained and spoiled every 2 seconds. So I'm just like, what do I do? I'm still really leaning towards the wool, and I think I might just end up getting the wool one, but I'm going to have to be prepared for the maintenance that it's going to come with. And this is one of the reasons why I think if you're a person that you just know you're clumsy, you just know you're just not going to be able to keep up with all of this natural stuff, like taking care of natural materials, get the closest thing to the natural one. Get the one that looks the most natural. Like it looks very, very similar to what the natural one would be. Don't just go for a very fake looking one. That will be the key to making it look high end whilst at the same time practical. I know that many people favor synthetic materials because the benefit is you just don't have to worry about it as much. It washes well, it cleans well. Majority of it is plastic, so you can wipe it clean or you can put it in the washing machine, as I've said. But with the natural stuff, it comes with another layer of work, and that's just it is what it is, girl. It is what it is. You don't have to have an entire home of all natural stuff. You can just mix it in quite strategically, especially depending on the phase of life that you may be in. Like myself, a mother with young children, a lot of natural fabrics are just not a great idea, especially not for the living room. Okay. So just do what you feel is going to work for you. I'm just giving you the tips as to how you actually get that look. So it's for you to take and edit the way you see fit, what would work for your lifestyle and work well. But definitely incorporating some natural textures into your home instead of the fake ones will go a long way in not only making your home appear high end, but also feel high end. Texture, very important. The next thing that will make your home look high end is layered lighting. Listen, here's the rule. Every room should have a minimum of 3 layers of lighting. So what are those? An ambient source of lighting. This is your overhead light, the main light in, on the ceiling of your room. And you can decorate this one by adding a beautiful chandelier, but this is your main source of lighting. It is called your ambient light source. The next one is your task light source. Task light sources are things like a floor lamp for reading, right? The purpose of the lamp is to shine light upon you when you're sitting in a particular chair so that you can read a book and see it clearly. Okay, so that is a second light source. That is a form of a task source. The third one is accent lighting, and this is where you can have fun. This is all your wall sconces that add decorative accent, but also this is things like your picture frame lighting, right? That adds a little bit of luminous accent to your art on the walls, and that gives a more elevated and more luxurious look. It's like, look at me over here. I've got a little bit more light over here. It draws your attentions and pulls you towards that direction so you can fully appreciate whatever art is on that wall. I know I just said the rule says every room should have 3 of these, but to be honest, I think the most important rooms that need to have this is perhaps the kitchen, maybe the dining room, but definitely your living room and maybe a family room as well if you have a family room. I think those rooms really thrive off of having these 3 different layers of lighting. And what this does is it gives you options for the type of lighting you may want to have. I really like late at night turning on my table lamps, turning off the main light on the ceiling, and it just helps me calm down. It helps me relax. It helps me actually fall asleep faster because I notice that when I do that, give me a maximum of 40 minutes, 35 minutes, and I want to go to bed. Like, of course, the temperature of the lighting is going to matter much. So you want to have a warm bulb. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. You may be thinking, no, that's just all that's extra stuff. No one needs that. We have a light. We can see, oh, the TV gives us light. No, girl, let's stop that. We know the TV gives some light, but every time the screen changes, we're getting different shades of colors. 1 minute is blue, the next minute is red, depending on what the screen is. We're not doing that. Let's properly light up. Let's properly light up our rooms. I'm telling you, it's these tiny differences that make some homes look more high end, whilst others don't. Others are like, yep, light on the ceiling is fine. But these small details make the differentiation. So you're watching this video because you want to know how to make your home look more elevated. So you have to put in the effort into these small things that I'm saying. So 3 light sources, girl. Look around your room, count the light sources that you have. If they're not 3, you got something else to add to your list. Finally, I want to mention repetition, okay? High-end homes tend to repeat. They will repeat textures. They will repeat colors. They may not be the exact same shade. There may be a variety in the shade, but they will tend to repeat colors. So you're not just having a mishmash of just like that. We've got yellow over there, green over there, blue over there, orange over there, cream over there. And it's just no. We're going to pick a couple of colors, 2, 3 maximum, and they are going to be repeated. If we have linen on the sofa, we may have linen lamp shades, right? If we have a wooden coffee table, we may also have the base of our lamps be wooden ones, right? Or the wood is somehow repeated somewhere. It may even be repeated on a decorative accent, which is also wood. So you're having repetition, and the things don't have to be the same. Because sometimes we hear repetition, we think they have to be identical. things. So if I get one of this, I have to get second one of that because that way they're repeating. No, no, no. It's just, again, thinking about what am I repeating? You don't have to repeat the same items, but you do have to repeat textures, materials, colors, things like that. It helps to create cohesion in the room. And high-end homes do this so well. You see something here and they'll be like, oh yeah, this shape, circular shape over here, it kind of reflects back onto the circular shape over here. The circular shape on my chandelier reflects back onto the circular shape of the dining table. The square over there reflects back to the square on the TV. Like, they are thinking about these things very intentionally. But repetition can also come in the form of things being identical. So going back to the example of the table lamps, I can have two of the same table lamps on either sides of the sofa. That repetition creates a sense of balance. And that reminds me, I went shopping one day, came back home with 3 different lampshades. My husband's looking at me like, Nafisa, why? We don't need 3 lampshades. Isn't this too much? And I'm like, no, this one, they are exactly identical. Then the third one, very different. So he's like, why did you get a different one? And he's looking at me like, why did you get like a third one that's very different to the other 2? I'm like, because I need variety. So they are all the same thing. They serve the same function. They are all table lamps. But these 2 match, and the other one over there in the corner is different. And I do that on purpose. Whilst it's different, the color actually matches the color of my sofa. Repetition. Yes, I have 3 table lamps. Repetition. Are they the same? No, not all of them are the same. 2 are the same, 1 is different. Repetition. So you've got to start thinking about these things in these ways. The lampshades are also circular. My chandelier is also circular. So I'm repeating shapes, I'm repeating colors, I'm repeating textures, because the base of the lampshades is wood, and so is the wooden drawer that I mentioned we bought from the charity shop. And so this is how you have to approach interior design when you're trying to make your space look elevated. It's got to be intentional. It can't just be a whole bunch of random things that you brought in. And so one of the ways to intentionally do this is to think about repetition. All right, ladies. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I hope it's really giving you a more in-depth understanding of interior design. And this is why people are paid to do this job, because this thing's not easy. You're not just going to design a beautiful home in one weekend, just say, I'm going to the shop, whatever I find out there. You know, I'm going shopping, whatever I find. I'm going to Amazon, whatever I find, I buy. And then why doesn't my house look like, you know, the Pinterest boards? Because they take so much intentionality. So take your time, enjoy the process. Yes, I'm going to be with you in terms of building a more elevated looking home, as that is my interior design preference, is to make a home look more elevated. So if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this video with other people. I would also love to connect with you more. So please leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Hype this video. If you don't know, you can hype videos now on YouTube. So hype this video, get it out to your other girlies. Let's all build beautiful elevated homes together. And I will see you in my next one.